So I have the funnel with the filter paper, and I'm going to transfer my solution in here to filter all of the impurities that were left behind after all the aluminum reacted with the potassium hydroxide. So I'm transferring everything here. And you can see that the solution is going into the clean beaker that I'm using to collect the sample. So I'm going to continue to transfer my solution in the filter. I'll keep transferring my solution until everything is filtered out. After all the solution has been transferred to the filter, I'm going to rinse my beaker with a small amount of distilled water, and I'm going to transfer that too. After all the solution has been filtered, we're going to add 10 drops of the indicator, which is methyl red, into our sample. We have to make sure that there are no black residues in our sample. If something like that happens, we can filter the solution again just to remove any residue. So I'm going to add my 10 drops and we can see what's going to happen here. 10 drops, swirl so you can mix the indicator with your solution. That's the color that you will get when you're using the indicator methyl red in a basic solution. This solution is basic because what we have is the potassium hydroxide. So now the next step will be adding the acid into this beaker containing your solution and the indicator. So I have added a stirring rod because I'm going to be adding the acid and stirring the solution. So the acid, I'm going to use a dropper full at a time. So not waiting too long, I'm going to add the dropper, everything that is in there, and I'm going to stir, and I'm going to keep doing that. So you're going to keep adding the acid. We add the acid to the sample until the sample, you see the color is changing. Now you get to see some pink particles in there. So you keep adding the acid onto your solution. It's pink, but it's clear, okay? So it's a clear pink solution, which means that you can actually look through it. Your solution will become very cloudy, like a strawberry milkshake. But as you keep adding the acid, the cloudiness will go away and your solution will be clear, and you can act, well, it will be pink, but it will be clear. You can look through it. I kept adding the acid and you can see that the solution looks very cloudy now. You cannot feel it, but it's very warm because it's an exothermic reaction and it's releasing heat. As you're adding the acid, you should try to rinse any particles that get stuck on the sides or on the walls of the beaker. We keep adding the acid until the solution is not cloudy anymore. You can see the steering rod right here inside the beaker. So your solution changed color because you're adding now the acid, which is the sulfuric acid. So it's not basic anymore. And now you will add the acid until you can actually see your steering rod inside of your solution. At that point, we can store that beaker with your solution for the crystals to grow over a week.